Oh, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Thursday afternoon, the 20th of July, 2023. And the big show, what's that, you ask? That's Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Christopher Key.
Who's that?
Who bring you the show every day from 4 to 7 p.m. And Mogi is always looking casual, but I don't know. Even when you're casual, you look smart. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, smart casual.
You're smart casual.
Yeah.
You got your sort of lumberjack shirt on there. And your tidy whitey underneath.
And I got my axe with me as well.
Yeah, a little bit of axe, and you got a bit of stubble action going on, which is always very manly. How's life, mate?
It's going pretty grouse, man. I was just at home today chopping down some trees. Well, I say at home, I mean chopping down the neighbour's trees.
Yeah, nice.
He goes to work at about 8 or 9, so I have to get over there and chop down his trees because I don't get the afternoon sun like I used to. I mean, I'm not home in the afternoon, but I'd like to have the afternoon sun anyway, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's been good just doing a bit of pruning around at his place.
Yeah, great stuff. Interestingly enough, actually, we've got a new segment after 5 today, Neighbours at War.
Oh, we do, yeah.
What, really?
Yeah.
Have you got the sting for that, Keyzie?
This is the first I've heard about it.
People are having
Keyzie,
massive issues with their neighbours, Keyzie.
You got to check. You got to check your mail, brother. You got to check your emails.
Yeah,
that's where we do all of our correspondence around what's happening on the show, brother.
Do you need me to help you with the old emails there, Keyzie? You know how to do that? Get an email?
Do you know what your password is, man? Your login?
I know how to use my
details?
emails. It just, this weird thing happens. I'll be just about to send an email and then it'll just disappear off the screen and I'm none the wiser.
Right, okay.
So if you could help me with that, that'd be good.
Do you know your password, Keyzie?
Yeah, it's weirdhoodie123.
Oh, here we go. Weird hoodie. What is so weird about my hoodie?
Nothing. It just winds you up.
Now, listen, we're going to be getting into this a little bit later on in the show too, Keyzie. Your first night of bachelorhood, mate. You're in good shape?
It was great. Seriously,
stuff,
best sleep I've had in weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
Bloody
You should
good.
get divorced.
Hey, coming up, of course, the Radio Hodaki Big Show Big Poll. We'll be getting into that next.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
I was talking about how good you're looking today, Mogi.
Yeah, you often do.
The sort of lumberjacky kind of look today, which I'm fond of. I think it's a good look.
Thanks.
I'm also really quite fond of the cowboy look.
Oh,
you know
cowboys
what I mean?
are hot.
Especially when Keyzie does the triple denim sort of
I like
scenario.
farmers.
Yeah, farmers.
Farmers too.
Farmers is a good look. But
They
anyway,
got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
just as we were starting the show today, you dropped the pen off the desk here, and as you were bending over to pick it up there, I couldn't help but notice, Mogi, you were running a white undie.
Oh, yes.
Your white undies, your jockeys, I believe.
They're actually a Calvin Klein.
Oh, Calvin Klein.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never really
yeah.
owned jockeys.
Yeah, and I thought to myself, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mogi runs the white undies. That's a big call.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a time and a place for a white undie.
Yes.
I don't think it's something like for me, and I can't speak for everybody. I wouldn't get up in the morning knowing I've got a full day. I wouldn't chuck on a white undie. But if I'm going out for an evening, so a few hours, I'd wear a white undie. I would have no problem with it. I wouldn't specifically try and find a white undie, but I wouldn't see a white undie and go, oh no, I can't wear my white undies. I just don't. I think you have to do a shorter shift in a white undie.
I hear what you're saying.
So today I went to work, then I went to the gym, and then I went home, and then I had a shower before I came in here. I thought, I'm only going to be out for a few hours.
I'll do the white undies.
I'll go to white undies,
for a
no
limited
problem.
time only.
For a limited time only.
Gym would be a massive no-no, right?
Oh, no.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
yeah. 'Cause
especially
you were
not on
saying-
leg
No,
day.
Jay, what?
You were saying off air, Keyzie,
What?
that there is no way on God's green earth you'd ever run a white undie.
You said that you've never owned a pair.
You've never owned a pair of white
I
undies.
did say that, yes.
Is that true?
Is that a childhood trauma thing, or is that what's the theory?
What do you want me
there?
to say, JC? One day I was a kid, I pooed my pants, they were white, I had an asthma attack, and Mon had to come over with a nebulizer, and to this day I can't wear.
Is that true?
Yeah, to this day I can't wear white undies.
Right, okay.
No,
Yeah,
honestly, I don't think I treat undies. Well, I don't treat them like this, but undies are multicolored, like almost like the seat on the bus. There's a reason why they're all weird colors. It's because they look normal.
Oh, do you have coloured? Yeah, see,
Yeah,
I only
different
have
colours
plain.
and stuff.
I go a black, like they're all just black or grey or white.
Mine are a mixture.
I don't like a multiple colour.
Right, but the thing with your white undies is now, whenever I open an undie drawer, I want whatever I'm doing, the undies to be fine. Whereas you've now got a weird pair of undies that you can't wear on certain occasions. That's what I don't like about white undies.
Right,
Whereas all
okay.
the rest of mine, I just chuck them on no
Is
matter
that
what
the
I'm
only
doing.
reason, Keyzie?
Yeah, and because of the nebulizer and the Puma Pants thing. Yeah.
What about you, Hoyty?
Well, interestingly enough, I'm in the Keyzie camp.
Oh, you are?
I've never
Camp
bought a
Keyzie.
white undie. The boldest I've ever got is a tan undie.
Oh, really?
I've gone tan.
Gross.
But I've gone tan.
That's gross,
But I think
you and your
that,
little brown undies.
I think, well, no, they were more
brown.
sort of khaki.
Oh, well, it's either green or brown. What are we doing?
A light brown. But no, I don't, because I'm a very vigorous, active person.
Oh, yeah.
I don't feel comfortable wearing a white undie all day. And so I always avoid them. In fact, my wife once bought me 3 pairs of white undies and I chucked them.
Yeah, but you can't actually get Depends for men in white, though, you were saying, so that's why you don't really wear them.
So the Hodaki Big Poll today.
The Big Poll.
White undies, yes or no?
This is a good one.
Yeah.
So
What do you reckon? What's your feeling? Where are we going to end up on this?
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
The Hodaki Big Show Big Poll today. White undies, yes or no? What are we looking like on the text machine there, fellas? 3483.
No to white undies. No. White ends up different colours. Once you switch to black, you'll never want to go back.
Yeah,
That's for a lot of things,
yeah,
actually.
apparently so.
Yeah.
Someone here says undies are surplus to requirements anyway.
Right, okay. Yeah, your commandos. Mind you, you used to run commando for a while there, Mogi, but then
Many
you found
years.
you lost a bit of sensitivity on the tip there.
Like a farmer's elbow.
Yeah.
Jeepers. Someone over here has camo undies on.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, I
can
don't
do
like that.
camo.
I don't like a camo undie. I don't like any sort of patterny. Oh, you know, people have like SpongeBob SquarePants on them or whatever, like you've got, Keyzie. I don't like that sort of stuff. Little cartoons
Can
on
I-
them. And
Not
that.
SpongeBob.
Can I
Thank
ask you just on the undie front
Homer
here,
Simpson.
from your own personal experience, are you the purchaser of your undies or do your partners buy your
It
undies?
does vary. It
Yes.
does vary. I've actually got a deal going with my stepmother. That's what she is.
Okay.
And she buys me, because oftentimes she would buy me things and I'd be massively disappointed.
Yeah.
And so we've
Okay.
come to an arrangement now where she just buys me undies.
Right, okay,
And
yeah,
I'm
sure.
really happy because
Yes.
it saves me having to pretend that I liked what she got me and I've got something practical.
Keyzie?
Oh, you sound like you had something.
Oh, sorry.
No,
No,
nothing
that's
else.
a
Oh, okay.
bloody... I've done a similar thing, actually, matey.
I had to buy my undies for the first time the other day at the beginning of the year. It threw me off because for the last 10 or so years I've been getting a packet of undies from my mother-in-law every Christmas.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
And they just
Why
decided
is it always
not to
the
do it.
mother-in-law?
I don't
That's
know.
weird, isn't it?
Father-in-law always just gives
Well,
me
you
golf
bought
balls.
you bought lingerie for your mother-in-law, Jace.
Well, yeah, but I suppose so. Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes sense. Because I'll be honest with you, the only one that buys undies in my life is my wife. She buys me undies. Incidentally, bought me some very nice undies just recently, bit silky, but still your tight,
Right.
Your tight, but in black, not in white.
Gross.
Yeah.
There's one here that says, "God damn, you're insightful and topical." My wife just bought me my first ever white undies. I nearly went straight into the bin, but instead have made them date night pair.
Oh, okay,
Now,
yeah.
and there is something to be said after the date night when you're stripping down and you got your white undies on.
Yes,
Right.
It's
Yes.
good. It's good looking.
Well,
It's good eating.
One other thing I've just realised about white undies too is if you're going for a swim, a lot of dudes wear undies and shorts.
Oh, that's the only reason I would buy them.
Oh, so they'll go see-through.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, totally.
fair enough. But if you want to vote on the Hodaki Big Poll today, the Hodaki Instagram poll, it's up there now. And everyone that does text through on 3483 in the draw for BK vouchers too.
Yeah, great stuff. In the meantime, let's have a bit of an excess, shall we? You guys want a pie?
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed. Luke, you mad bastard. How's life?
How's it going?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Good,
Yourself?
mate.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Workday's almost done, that's always good.
Yeah, good on
so
you.
good, man.
Massive.
So
Well, speaking
good.
of work, what do you do for a crust there, Luke?
I'm an apprentice builder.
Oh, backbone! Backbone. They working you
mate.
hard. They working you hard, Luke.
Oh, yeah, you know what, mate? I'm the apprentice. I get all the good jobs.
How many hours a day
yeah.
you spend in the portal or your backbone?
Too much time, mate.
Hey, what flavour vape are you running, Luke?
Oh, it's a real gay one. It's purple. It's grape ice.
Oh, beautiful.
Yum.
Good.
My
eating.
favourite, actually.
Yeah. Actually, I should be a big fan of the old grape hubba bubba.
Cool, that's so cool.
Now listen, Luke, what pie do you run with?
I'm a butter chicken or a pepper steak, mate.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Good
Nice,
on you.
nice,
Yeah, yeah.
nice.
Oh, well, because you've made the effort, we're going to give you $100 because it's the pastry that pays. How does that sound?
Oh, that's awesome. Cheers, boys. You're
Yeah.
bloody legends.
Yeah,
No
good
worries,
on
mate.
you, Luke, you bloody
Backbone.
backbone. Stay on the line there, and our good mate Brooke in Studio B will look after you. You know, it's just interesting, you know, because, as I've said before, my daughter's a builder's apprentice as well, and they do get the shit jobs.
Of course they do.
You know,
You have to.
hauling all the wet, disintegrating wood and plaster and stuff
You want a job
like
or
that.
not?
You know, loading it up in the... I can just see you there, actually, Mogi, whip in hand,
I've
working them
been
hard.
the builder's apprentice, mate.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Then
Then
you
I was
canned
the
it.
boss.
Such a legend. By the way, big shout out to Big Ben for giving us cash every weekday,
Cash
every
money,
show.
baby.
Yeah,
so
totally,
good.
man. Actually, I reckon you'd be...
What,
you know,
Jace?
you could do with a bit of apprenticeship work there, Keyzie. Harden you up a bit of hard jacker in the yard there. Lifting a bit of wood.
Get you on the end of the old broom there,
Yeah,
Keyzie, and shoveling a bit of shizer.
Yes,
Hey.
hosing stuff down.
Yeah. Carrying some bricks.
Some cement bags there to toughen you up a bit.
Dig a hole, fill it back in again.
Yeah,
and
totally. Mate. Hammer a bit of
Yeah.
wood there when you get, you know, when we feel like you're ready.
Get all the bloody nails out of all those offcuts over there, your backbone.
Take the
Hey?
offcuts, put them in bags, sell them off, $10 a pop. Sweet as, brother.
Hey?
Yeah, good on you, Keyzie.
Get a bit wheezy, go out of puff.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Now, Keyzie, you were talking yesterday about the fact that your lovely wife is away, and that your
Yeah.
best mate Mania, his lovely wife, is he married or is it just a
Well, they're just partners.
partners?
At
Yeah,
this
yeah.
stage, yeah.
Just partners, you don't sort of regard it as a real relationship unless they're married, you were saying off here.
Well, that's just what I believe, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you were saying you don't
But this
believe
is
in...
not what we're doing.
You were saying
This is
that you
not
don't-
what we're doing.
You were saying that you don't believe in making love until you're married, weren't you, Keyzie?
No, I definitely didn't say that.
Oh, right,
No,
okay,
no,
that must
no,
be
no.
someone else. But you were saying you were massively looking forward to the fact that you're going to have your first night of bachelorhood. Your wife's away till Sunday, I believe.
That's right, yep.
How was your first night of bachelorhood, Keyzie?
It was good. So I dropped her off at the airport, and there was masses of traffic all the way back. Took me an hour to get home.
We told you not to bother.
Yeah, but whatever you guys tell me, I do the opposite.
And it's really hard too when you're trying to get back to something, when you just want to get on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you're having to deal with traffic and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it took me like an hour to get home. That's fine. Pulled in, got some BK, ate that in the traffic. Bachelor 101 right there. Eating BK while
nice,
driving.
nice.
Yeah, man.
And then I had basketball. Played that. Played really well, which was good. And then went
Played
home.
really well, did you?
Yeah. Get this. I did a load of washing. Realised I didn't have, after I'd played basketball, realised I didn't have any clean undies because they were still drying because it's Auckland and it's raining and they're
Yeah.
all still wet, which is
Yeah.
really annoying. So I just walked around with no bottoms on all night.
No, yeah.
Curtains
Little pecker
closed.
out.
Yeah.
Actually, I was Donald ducking the whole night.
Your little button mushroom. Oh, well, I mean, why?
And what you're sitting on the couch with your dirty back door.
What? I just had a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a blanket on me. It was great.
Yeah, right.
But it was just a situation where I was like, you know what? I can Donald
if
duck
I ever
tonight.
get invited over to your house, Keyzie, I'm just going to stand if that's all good.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, well, there's a crucial part to
I don't
that
wanna be-
sentence you just said there.
I don't
which
want to
is
be
getting invited over.
I don't want to be anywhere where your illness has been. But listen, but you're also saying it's the best sleep you've ever had.
It was the best sleep I've ever had. I went to sleep at midnight. I slept in the middle of the bed. And like, honestly, I didn't get woken up halfway through the night with her needing to go toilet or anything like
Yeah.
that. It was great.
yeah.
Honestly, I feel rested.
You're saying it's showing you a whole new sort of side to how good life can be.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've...
You're thinking to yourself, what's the point?
Yeah, and that you were second guessing yourself a little bit in terms of the decisions you've made over the last sort of year and so forth.
Or what decisions?
Marriage and stuff.
What, to who?
You're denying you're even married now.
Oh, so
no.
you're not even
No, I'm
admitting to
married.
being...
No, no, no.
Mental
yeah.
disintegrations happened for old Keyzie.
Yeah.
I forgot to put on a jersey. He forgot he got married.
Exactly, yeah. Well, he's
Yeah.
got a fiancée as well, remember, but...
I don't have a fiance, Jace.
There's your memory playing up again.
Because often in that scenario, of course, what happens when people are away, other people tend to the affected party tends to cut loose. I know you and I do, Mogi.
Sure.
We go crazy, mate.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I don't think. I mean, tomorrow night I'm circling on the calendar. Tomorrow night's a big night for me. I've got
Right.
the Warrior. I've got the big show. Got the Warriors game, which I'm commentating at 8 with Mania.
Yeah.
We've also got Matt and Jerry's live podcast tomorrow night. There'll
Yeah.
be some sort of Hodaki drinks after that, and I'm just gonna.
You're not going to land the plane.
Nah, I'm just gonna go big tomorrow
It's
night.
going to be
mate.
a very sorry Keyzie on Monday, is what
gonna
you're
be
saying.
so good, yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
no, I do. To be honest, I do miss my wife.
It's not what you're saying off air, Keyzie.
Ah!
Thank you, Minogue.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, Jace.
My wife!
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Now, we've got a new segment coming up after 5 o'clock, fellas. Neighbours at War, it's called. Neighbours at War. Now, you were recalling a story the other day, Mogi, where your neighbour was defecating on your car from a tree.
Yeah.
And you were waking up every morning going, what the hell's going on here? You know, thinking it was the birds.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was human defecation.
Yeah, I knew it was human defecation. I just didn't know what it was coming from.
Yes.
Oh, well, I knew it was coming from a human.
Yes.
Yeah.
So eventually, I sort of ran into old mate over the road there. So there's been some things going on since then, man.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I was raised Catholic, so I believe in an eye for an eye.
Yeah, sure.
A tooth
Yeah.
for a tooth.
Well, I know
Right.
you've been livid about the boom scenario as well.
Oh, the
you know,
boom.
the guy that not mowing your boom anymore. But what we want to know is if you've got any issues going on with your neighbour at the moment. I've got an issue going on with my neighbour, which I'll get into, that you'd like us to address or maybe help you out with.
Yes.
Text us 3483 because we've got BK vouchers to get away, and we'll get into that after 5. What do you say, fellas?
I say
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, good. Let's do it then, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yeah, great to have your company this Thursday afternoon. The time is 2 minutes past 5 o'clock. Take it easy out there, all right, if you're driving home.
Yeah.
There's no rush. There's no rush. Just chill out. Listen to the music. Listen to the big
not a
show.
race.
It's not a race, Mogi.
No.
And it all will be okay. All will be okay. Now,
There's
listen.
a bit of snow forecast later, though. So
Oh, there is?
Yeah, you want to miss
Whereabouts?
that.
Just around
Auckland.
about. Oh, okay, yeah. God, it's all on, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, listen, if you missed the start of the show, the Hodaki Big Show big poll today is white undies, yes or no?
Wide undies or white?
White undies,
Yeah.
White.
yes or
You
no?
can vote on that, the Hodaki Big Show Instagram poll, and we'll have an update later in the show.
Yeah, my vibe there is it's going to be no. Apart from Mogi, who wears them for special occasions.
I'm wearing them now.
Yeah. Also, don't forget our new segment now, Neighbours at War. And this is maybe a dispute that you're having with your neighbour. Maybe something's going on that you need our advice on. Text us 3483, and if you do, you get some BK vouchers.
Yeah.
Well, you go in the draw.
Or
for
you
that.
go in the draw for BK vouchers. And Mogi talking...
BK vouchers and the winning text will go around and deduce your neighbour.
Totally, we will.
Wow.
As Mogi was pointing out just before the 5 o'clock break there, he's got a neighbour that's defecating on his car. I've got a situation with lovemaking from my neighbour, which is getting a little bit out of control. So text us 3483 and we'll get into that next.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
But right now it's time for...
For what? I don't have a sting for Neighbours at War. We just invented it today, so.
Well, if we're quick enough to come up with the ideas, Keyzie.
Right.
You know.
Neighbours at War.
That's good, man. That's your best one yet.
I don't make any
For
of
you,
these
that's
stings.
good.
No, I don't. I have never made a single sting since I started on the show.
I remember when Spare Keyzie was here.
Yeah, Pugs, yeah.
Pugs doing your job.
That was what
we
his
had
job
an
was,
idea,
yes.
and literally about, 30 seconds later, Mogi, Sting was made.
Doo-doo.
Sting was made.
Thank
Doo-doo.
you.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Hey, I just made that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad, Keyzie.
I
under
thought you
pressure.
just said you'd never made one the whole time you've been here.
I just did that one live, so I'll do it again. Neighbours at War.
No, it's not as good the second time.
Yeah, you sort of overplayed it that time.
Right.
Actually, can you can that? I don't like it now. Got anything else there, Keyzie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah. So what are the people saying on 3483? Oh, incidentally, Mogi, you were talking about the fact that your neighbour was defecating on your car. How did you resolve that?
Well, I just wiped it down in the end. Yeah.
Well, did you hit him up about it?
Who?
Your neighbour that pooed on your car.
Oh, yeah.
What? Were you just confronted?
Well, the thing about it is, man, the only way that you can stop it is I'm old school. So you got to rub their nose in it. So it's like a cat does it on your carpet or anything like that. So I just grabbed old George over the road there, dragged him down the stairs. He was not happy.
Yeah.
Let me say that. And then I just smushed his face in it. And
Right.
because you got to sort of get it in there, breathing.
Yeah,
holes.
apparatus.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
you're definitely sure it was him that did it, right?
Well, he was denying it.
Right.
I tell you, I've had an issue.
But
that
you
I've-
would, wouldn't you?
I've talked about before with my neighbour Mogi, because I've got townhouses right next to my house there, and
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
a neighbour directly in front of my deck there who are loud and vigorous lovemakers.
You said you had to tiptoe to see them,
Oh,
mate.
yeah, I did. And, mate, I am filthy. They've closed the curtains now.
Yeah.
They must have seen old little Hoodie J snolls over the fence there while they were at it. And it's just ruined the whole thing for me. I mean, I've got an imagination. Sure, I can imagine what they've done from what I've filmed previously.
But why should you?
But, you know what I mean? Exactly. I want the live action.
Just quickly, what is the segment? Like, are we reading texts or are we just...
Oh, I'm just giving some examples
Oh,
of,
right,
stuff
yeah.
going on there, neighbours at war there,
Yeah,
Keyzie.
right. Well, here's a good one
And
on...
my other neighbour Phil, whose house, I took
old
over.
mate Phil.
Well, he's dead, eh?
Yeah, I know.
And I became his executor.
Yeah.
Bloody family's taking me to court
Hey.
because I was the only,
Hey.
I was the one that received everything from the will, including the property.
I'm
The
not-
audacity of it, mate,
Yeah.
really does my head in.
Right, well, there's some text here on 3483.
Oh, look, I don't think we've got time for those at the moment, Keyzie. Can we come back to them?
I'm not doing the sting again.
Good.
Well, not that one. That was crap. Can you make
You
another
said it
one?
was good.
Can you make another one in this song break, and then we'll use your new sting next?
Okay, sounds good, mate.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
Keyzie, someone's just texted in on 3483. Crap music, Keyzie. Can you play some rock, please?
It doesn't say Keyzie, does it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what. You're in charge of the music.
Well, no, I'm not. I just...
Absolutely, particularly when it's crap. Hey, it's 13 minutes past 5 o'clock, which means it's time for...
Everybody needs good
Keyzie.
neighbor.
Well done,
Just a
mate.
friendly wave each morning.
Neighbours at war.
Nice.
You ever used to watch Neighbours movie?
I did.
I was a big fan of Neighbours.
Huge fan.
Um,
Kylie Minogue.
Kylie, yeah. I can't even remember the characters now. To be Jason Donovan,
Her name was Charlie.
Charlie, was it?
Yeah.
Sorry, is this what
Is
we're
that,
doing?
is that why you Is that why you watched it?
Well, it wasn't for Jason Donovan.
Yeah.
Am I right?
But did they ever go out? Those
They
two?
did, yeah.
Yeah. But then they broke up.
Yeah,
Hey?
and then she was with Michael Hutchins.
Yeah, she was for a while.
They broke up.
I remember seeing Kylie and Michael Hutchins actually outside Prego in Ponsonby.
Oh, prego.
Years and years ago.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right, this is
neighbours,
this is
neighbours
distracting.
at
I'm
war,
getting rid of that
Keyzie.
music.
3483. What are we looking at, buddy?
A lot of texts coming in. This one's good, actually.
Go on.
G'day, guys.
Oh.
My neighbours always whinge when I bring my work truck home. They don't want a poo truck parked by their house. They keep ringing my boss and moaning about it. What do I do?
Oh, you keep parking it there.
Totally.
Well, what's he supposed to do, right? It's his work truck.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Well, what's wrong with a poo truck?
I know.
I used to have a scenario where my neighbour used to, go a little bit ape and wasn't happy about me defecating on his lawn.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? There was no fence there.
Yeah,
Which
and
part is
that's
his
actually
part?
that's actually council property
Yeah.
Why are you
burn?
defecating on the lawn anyway?
Pardon?
to annoy the neighbour. You're not listening.
And at the time, Keyzie, it was a bit of a toilet paper crisis, and it was expensive as.
Right,
So I
so, what did you use when you pooed outside?
Just the grass. I just do how the dogs do that.
Yeah, you do
just-
that, would you?
Yeah.
So good. Someone here says, no issues with my neighbour, we swap buds. Good neighbour, I sample his, he samples mine, so that's nice.
Actually,
Oh,
I had
they're
a neighbour
buds.
like that. I was growing a little planty there for a little while and never met my neighbour. And I came home one day to check out my little planty, and there was a little doobie hanging off it, wrapped in Glad wrap.
Oh.
And I went, oh, that's nice. And that's how we met. He's in prison now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, our neighbour
You knocked
Karen.
him out, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Our neighbour Karen keeps whinging when we go wheeze in the driveway. I think she should grow up. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds like she should grow up.
Yeah. I mean,
What's up with everyone just defecating and going wheeze everywhere? Like, why don't
Well,
we just use the toilet?
it's saving
Well,
the
hang on a minute,
environment,
Keyzie. When you
Keyzie.
come home, you go for wheeze, and because you're too steamed, you said you get out of the car and just wee wherever you...
Okay, first of all, this was in the podcast outro, and that's not what I do.
That's what you do.
It's when I'm busting.
Yeah,
And I can't
thank
wait
you.
to fumble around and unlock the door. I have to go wheeze outside.
Yeah, exactly.
You said you got into the habit there, Keyzie.
Of what?
Keyzie, for a while. Of just opening up your bedroom window there and weeing out the window, and there's a little, dead patch because of all the booze in your wheeze.
No, it was... Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
You forget about that,
Oh,
man.
how can you forget about
Oh,
that,
because I was
Keyzie?
steamed,
Oh,
guys.
you're
right.
losing it, man.
Yeah.
Mental
yeah.
disintegration.
What else we got there, Keyzie?
G'day, guys. My neighbour keeps leaving piles of bricks around. What do?
I keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Because those bastards will jump out of nowhere.
Yeah, totally.
Right, you don't want to tell them to go poo in their lawn or
Oh,
go
no,
weed
that's
in there.
gross, kid.
Yeah, that's...
Come
why
on,
would you
man.
do
You're
that
better
for?
than that.
Right.
Come on, buddy.
How long have we got left?
Till we die.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Don't forget, at any stage, by the way, on 3483, you can text us if you need to know the time, the date, the day, whatever.
Or-
we are open all hours, man.
Someone just texted in happy birthday to Finn.
Oh, happy birthday, Finn, you're back, though.
Good on you, Finn, you sicko.
Yeah. Not our Finn, is it?
No, not Mash, Finn Geddes.
Oh, right,
Whoever that is.
okay. Yeah, nice.
Great guy, actually.
Nice. Now, listen, the Big Show are back on the road again very, very soon,
When's
actually,
that?
fellas. The 4th of August.
Yep.
I believe down on the Tron there, the 2023 New Zealand Dart Masters. We're going to be a part of that. We're going to be doing the show down on the Tron. We're going to have a table down on the Tron.
At the darts.
At the darts.
Yep.
And we want a lucky couple of bastards to come along and sit with us, don't we, fellas?
Yeah.
Sure do. Now, we may or may not be doing a show in the Tron. I'm pretty sure we're just doing the darts. But we have got
Well, where are we going to do the show then?
Actually, that's a good point. Maybe it is from the Tron.
We must be doing a show.
We must be doing a show then.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
We've got a big
Is it
show.
going to be live,
What?
Keyzie, do you think? The show is going to be live.
Of course, the show's going to be live.
Yeah,
We do the
cool.
show live. What do you mean?
Yeah, no.
Like at a pub or something?
Yeah.
Oh, not
yes.
sure.
Ah.
Don't think so. Look, we've got a big show backbone table, all right? We're going to be on it. All of us. Producer Pugs will be back as well. It is sport's biggest party, and we've got 2 spare seats on that table. So if you and a mate want to join us, head to hodaki.co.nz, register now, and you could win flights from anywhere to Hamilton, accommodation, and those 2 spots.
Imagine getting there, you and your mate getting absolutely steamed and asking Hoity J heaps of questions about acting all night.
Yeah, totally. I'm
How
into
good.
that. Well, I'm thinking, because I've been to the Darts Masters before, mate. It's a bloody hell of a party. I reckon we make a night of it, boys.
Okay.
What do you
Okay.
say? Because all 3 of us, we've never really done that
No.
together.
No.
I know you do it all the time, Keyzie, but
Yeah, with my mates.
It might be nice for to have you and Mogi, have Hoity J and Mogi join you for a night.
You'd love
Get
it.
on it, eh, Keyzie?
It depends. Are you going to just follow me around and be like, Keyzie, eh? Oh, and every time I have a sip of beer, you go, oh, here he goes, eh?
To be honest, we're probably going to be quite annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like that was 2 of my best jokes I had.
That is very true. If you do want to join us, though, hodaki.co.nz, register now for the 2023 New Zealand Darts Masters.
Get into it, people. It's going to be great.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Fellas, got a great story for you. All right? So you know how my
Is that a
wife...
true story, Keyzie?
True story, this.
Yeah, good.
My wife has gone away...
My wife!
My wife's gone away for the weekend. My partner's gone away for the weekend, and before she goes, she's put the bins out, right? I always put the bins out. And she's like, look, I've done you a favour, I've put the bins out. I'm like, thank you very much. She then brings them back in the next day,
Yeah.
brings in the neighbour's food scrap bin, and somehow the recycling bin didn't get emptied because I think she might have put it in the wrong place. And so I'm like, oh, the one time you took the bins out and brought them back in, you massively cocked it up because the neighbour's green bin was the one that you brought back, and then you managed to not put the recycling bin in the right place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, look, Keyzie,
What?
one man's trash is another man's treasure, mate.
That doesn't apply here at all.
What do you mean? What's good for the goose is good for the gander,
No,
man.
No risk, no reward, man.
Totally. Pay
No.
the piper, man.
no, she didn't take... What do you mean pay the piper? That doesn't apply at all. What I'm saying is
Well,
that it was
something's
just...
happened there, and it's time to pay the piper, isn't it? So
Yes.
obviously, what's happened there is, you normally that's the job that you do. You've
Yeah.
buggered around long enough that she thought, well, I'll have to do it, and there's been an error made, so it's time to pay the piper.
Yeah. Totally. And what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
That's
I-
right.
you
If it's good
can't
enough-
just
if it's good
keep
enough for
saying-
her,
No,
Yeah.
don't
then,
just keep...
yeah.
It might be a scenario where you're so bad at taking
Yeah.
all the bins out that she was forced to do that.
No,
so I
no,
think
no,
it's a
no,
bit
no, no.
rich.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit rich of you
No,
to
no, no, this
actually
is
turn
not.
it on her and say she got one bin wrong.
And then from her point of view, like, she might not know where to put the bins, but, at the same time, no risk, no reward.
Totally.
Okay, well, you don't have to risk anything. It's putting the bin out. And it wasn't like having a go. It's just funny that the one time she did it, she didn't just stuff up one bin. She accidentally brought back the neighbour's bin instead of ours and somehow didn't put the recycling in the right spot.
Well, just because you don't want the neighbour's, what was it?
Food scrap bin.
Food scrap,
yeah.
That's the case of one man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah, totally.
What? No, it's not. We've both got the same bin. What? That doesn't even apply. Why do you...
Totally, man. I think you're being totally unreasonable, Keyzie.
Well, I'm not. I'm just making a fun story out of it. You were like, Keyzie, tell the fun bin story. And I was like, okay, I will.
That's another thing as well. As soon as she goes away, you're in here putting the boot in.
Yeah, totally.
It's good for the goose. It's good for the gander, brother.
Stop.
Absolutely.
That doesn't
I think it's
make
time that
sense.
you had a bloody good look at yourself in the mirror there, Keyzie.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because...
Yeah, time waits for no man.
Totally.
And the other thing is, man, and this is something you're going to have to think about before you sort of start bagging your missus on the radio.
I'm not begging. I love my partner.
The largest waterfall starts with but a single drop.
Yeah. Totally, man.
Okay, that's very inspirational. It also has absolutely no relevance to what I'm talking
Keyzie,
about. This is a fun bin anecdote. What?
Keyzie,
What?
From little seeds grow mighty oaks.
That doesn't make sense.
And actually, I feel like chicken tonight.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Tell you what, fellas, I stayed up quite late last night
Ooh,
because the Ashes was on,
about
9:30ish, 9:45. The rest of the whānau had gone to bed, and actually got, this is quite scary, actually. You got some scary music there, Keyzie?
Oh, this is okay.
don't like that.
And I'd turned off the lights because I was on the computer there, and it was the 19th, and on the 20th, Mogi, I don't know if you know this about me, I like to send all my invoices out.
Oh, sheesh.
And I don't know if you guys were awake at about 9:30, 9:45 last night. She was blowing a gale.
Who?
Pardon?
Who was blowing?
The wind was blowing a
yeah.
gale. Yeah. And I got a lot of trees around my house.
Creepy.
And the old branches were like...
They have cats in them or something.
up and down the windows there.
Lots of cats.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, I was just on edge. And anyway, I'm writing up this email.
Was it an evil email?
No, it was just an email to the invoice people. And, you know, and I was, I don't know, I was just, I was unsettled. And anyway, I pushed the attachment.
Oh, no.
Oh, they
on
clicked
my
on the
email
attach.
there.
Yeah,
and I
okay.
want you to envisage this. My lounge is completely black, man.
Dark.
Like, dark.
Right.
Dark. And just the glow of my computer there on my Hoity J face. And I'm tapping away. Attach file.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's, which one's that one there? Was it a download or was it a document there? On the windows there.
The cats are back.
The cats are back. Out the back there. And then I attach. It was two invoices. Attached one.
PDFs
And it
or
was, pardon?
Word docs or PDF files.
PDF files.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Just put the PDF over there and click on that bastard. Put that other PDF. Hashtag 1124. Hashtag 1125. Doosh. Boom, boom on my my little email there, Mogi.
What's happening with the cats at this point? Doosh. On my email there. I go to send and then Mogi, mate. Just poof. Oh. Just poof.
What?
Poof.
Right.
Just disappears.
What did?
Your computer?
No, my email just disappears.
Would
from
you
the
send
screen.
it?
Disappears from my screen completely. So I'm pitched into complete darkness. Outside, the cats are at it again. And I'm sweating, you know what I mean? I'm sweating.
You got your weird hoodie on.
Yeah, I got my weird hoodie on. And my Ugg boots.
And your brown pants.
And then
Your brown undies.
tan undies.
Oh, yeah.
Then in the back of the house I hear it.
What was it?
I don't know what that was. Anyway, I look down and I'm thinking, my God, what the hell's going on? And turns out I actually had sent it. So just on the window there, and
Cats were back.
the cats were back, and
That is freaky, man.
Yeah.
That is probably the freakiest story I've ever heard.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
then on my phone, bloop, 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 invoice received.
Oh.
Your invoice has been accepted. I didn't say that. That's on me reading it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I did send it.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
You're welcome back, you mad bastards. Hey, plenty coming up after 6 o'clock, including the culmination of our Big Show Big Poll today, white undies, yes or no, and I'll be curious to know what the final outcome is.
Yes, all right.
Also, of course, what's on the TV with Mike Minogue, and it's an I've got a feeling it's going to be an absolute doozy tonight, Mogi, because you said you were really hoeing down and watching a lot of stuff last
it was
night. So
good night. It was good
I'll
night.
be interested to find out what you've got to say. All that and so much more after 6 o'clock.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed it is. You're listening to The Big Show after 6 o'clock tonight. How did your blood test go today, by the way, Mogi? I forgot to ask.
Oh, I don't get the results.
No, right.
For a
But,
while,
but they were
yeah.
able to get it out all right?
They got the blood out.
Yeah.
So that was good, actually. It
yes.
was good.
Do you get woozy when you're around needles?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
Nah.
Because you
I
get
like
woozy,
it.
don't you, Keyzie, around needles, you were saying?
I don't usually, but I remember when I was 10
Yeah.
and I got the, what was the one that everyone, I think it was meningococcal?
Tetanus.
No, it was meningococcal.
Oh, meningococcal, right.
Yeah, and I fainted.
Right, okay.
Seriously, I did. I
Yeah.
fainted in front of
Did
like
you?
the whole, yeah.
Well, you're standing up.
I was just, because we were in a big line watching everyone get it.
Right.
And then we were getting closer and closer and closer, and it was really hot in the assembly room there, and I fainted.
Down you
Yeah,
went.
Yeah.
Oh, Keyzie.
Poor
That,
bugger.
But that's the only time.
that would have added to your rep at school, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Actually, just on that front,
Could
actually,
have been fainted. It could have been an asthma attack. I
we
don't
were,
know, actually.
we were talking a few medical issues on the old podcast outro today, weren't we, fellas? And if you're going, what's the podcast outro? It's a sort of bonus content that we do outside of the show.
Yeah, you just
That's true.
you search Hodaki Big Show wherever you get podcasts from, and you'll get extra stuff each day. This clip is about going wheeze.
Do you guys, when you've been really busting for ages and you've been holding on, do you have the big delay sometimes? You don't have that. Oh.
Literally,
Have you ever had it like you're dying for a piss so bad that you get your out in the hallway?
I start undoing my belt and stuff sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's on the outro this week. Pretty good.
Filthy
Actually,
bastard.
just on that front, every time I finish a show, by the time I get home, I always am bursting to do wheeze.
That's so interesting.
You know what I mean? I should
Yeah.
do wheeze before I get in the
Yeah.
car, but I
You
never
should-
do.
You could go on your empty cheese balls packet.
Oh, yeah, I could too.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Hey, New Zealand, have you texted beer to 3483 yet? Why, you ask? Why, all the listeners out there? Why should I do that, Jace? Tell them, Keyzie.
Oh, well, you should do that because thanks to our mates at Max, we've got a sweet little competition called Pour of Duty running.
So good.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Tell us all about it, Mike.
Well, the beauty of it is, Keyzie, is that it's our mates at Max.
Right.
Max Bones. You heard about that?
Yeah,
They've
Mac
changed their
Bone,
name
yeah.
to Mac Bones. And what it is you can go and visit a mate anywhere in the world. Anywhere.
Yeah, right. Like
So if he's in, say, Guantanamo Bay,
locked up.
it's sort of on the border of Mexico, or is it? No, it's Cuba.
Cuba.
Then you can go down there and sit in his cell and have a few beers.
Well, I don't know about
and that is
in
unreal,
prison.
man, because we got real reach.
Yeah.
We got real reach.
And imagine how good it would be for your mate to have a bit of company like that and to sit back and catch up with a few beers in the cell
oh,
there.
how good, man.
Well, hang
You
on.
know?
Isn't
that would really
Guantanamo-
turn his life around, I reckon.
Guantanamo Bay.
Isn't Guantanamo Bay? Isn't it
It's a
for
bit
like
racist,
the really
Keyzie.
what? Isn't that for the really bad criminals? You can't just go and have a beer with a criminal.
Most of the people in there have had no trial at all, Keith.
Yes.
Oh, really?
They haven't even had charges made against them.
And
they're
are
there
innocent.
They're there for the 9/11 stuff, and you just chuck whoever you want in there, and it's all good.
Right.
Funnily enough, I just watched a movie on that.
Well, it's
no, it wasn't called that. It was called... Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, Twilight Zone.
But get involved in this because it's an amazing competition. You could be flying anywhere in the world. Imagine that, going and meeting up with a mate and having a beersy over
giving them a surprise,
Portugal or something like that. Beautiful.
Yeah, so how it
I'd
works...
probably go back and see because I used to have a family, man. I used to have a family. When I went backpacking in the UK when I was a bit younger there, about 23 or something, I went over there and knocked up a young lady there and got married. It was sort of a shotgun wedding, I guess you could say.
Yes.
Stayed there for about 10 or 15 years, and then one day I just bolted and came home.
Yeah.
So
Classic.
they got no idea where I am. So imagine if I just turned
sweet,
up on
yeah.
the doorstep,
That'd be
hey,
lovely.
it's Bogey! And
Yeah,
they're like,
it's
who?
Bogey.
And I was like, well, Darren. I told you my name was Darren.
Right.
But my actual name is Mogi. Do you want a few beers?
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, so...
That'd be lovely.
Can I just clarify how it works? You text beer to 3483, you go in the draw, and then you win the chance to reunite with a mate you haven't seen
Reunited,
anywhere
and it feels so
Mike,
good.
in the world that you haven't seen in ages. You get flights covered by Max, and they'll shout you to shout them a beer as well.
Great stuff, Keyzie. Well explained, buddy. Jeez, you're on fire today.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
You know, I've been meeting a lot of people in the supermarket and on the street, as I'm prone to do, fellas, and What's on the TV with Mike Minogue is one of our most popular segments. So let's not bugger around, shall we? Let's get straight into it. What's on the telly with Mike Minogue?
Well, you know me, man. I was up all night watching The Ashes.
Yeah.
The Ashes. Fourth test there, and
So good.
oh, I tell you what, she's delicately poised.
Yeah, she is.
She's delicately poised. Interesting there that they've brought in the Aussies. I've obviously decided we're 2-1 up.
Yes.
If there's not a rained out test, it will be amazing. But there's been no sign of rain really, except maybe lost an afternoon at one point.
Yeah, the forecast for this test isn't great.
Right.
The last 2 days.
So what the Aussies are doing is they've brought in an extra cut. They're batting down to 8 now.
Yes, they
And
are. They've stacked.
They thought to themselves, well, if you want to win this test, you're going to have to bowl us out twice, and we're going to bat down to 8.
Yeah.
And so it'll be interesting. But I evenly matched it at the end of day one, I'd say.
Yeah, and the interesting thing too, that often doesn't work stacking your batting lineup.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work, and it's
No.
a very defensive ploy. Could
Oh,
backfire.
it's-
Could backfire.
It's classic Aussies.
Hey, I tell you what I watched last night, as well as the
I wish you
Ashes
would.
there, Mogi, that old classic Flatliners.
Oh!
Remember old
Kevin
Flatliners?
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, Kiefer Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland, how good. Oliver Platt is one of my
Platt.
all-time favourites, and the wonderful Julia Roberts.
Yeah, the wonderful Julia
Now,
Roberts.
at that time, Julia Roberts was
Hot.
in a relationship with
Kiefer.
Sutherland.
Yeah, she was.
Keefy.
Because
And-
I wondered what the dynamic would be like for those guys, and that because I realised that too, and you know, there's a lot of good-looking young fellas there.
Oh,
One
yeah,
of the
it was all
Baldwins.
hell for leather they were going in those days, and of course, and I remember an interview with her from the time,
Yes,
and 1991 that came out.
yes.
And I remember her saying that she was so taken by his acting that she'd be mesmerised in the scene, and it would be her line, and she wouldn't be able to hit it because she was so taken with his performance. But to me, it sounds like she was so bored that she was daydreaming.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if she was really honed in on his acting,
Yes.
she'd be right there.
Yeah.
She'd
Well,
be
I
ready to
found the
go.
same when I was working with you.
Oh, very much so.
I just got into a dreamy state
Oh,
and
yeah.
started picturing scenarios
Oh,
of
handy.
nudie stuff
The
going
doogies.
on. Hey, but very good movie. I mean,
It is a
it's
very good
silly
movie.
but entertaining.
It's great though, man.
And well worth the
They
watch.
tried to
Again.
remake it.
Yes, they did, and,
No
it was,
good.
and it was crap.
And of course, Kiefer Sutherland came down here and made River Queen Keyzie.
Yes.
River Queen.
God, that
down
film
in-
annoyed the crap out of me.
Terrible movie, and the female lead in it, Samantha Morden,
So
had
good.
the gall to have the director kicked off his own film, which is a real ballsy move.
Yes.
But Kiefer Sutherland made himself famous in the town of Whanganui, getting steamed at every opportunity, and one of the local fellas there, who was only 18 or 19 at the time, beat Kiefer Sutherland in a game of pool. Downtrout him. Kiefer Sutherland took off his pants and did the walk around the pool table like a good man, and there's some very grainy footage of him with his penis out doing that. It was one of the early cell phones. That was a good time, and that was me that beat him.
Oh, good on you, Mogi, you backbone. Sorry, Keyzie, we don't have time.
That's right. I was so mesmerised by what you guys were saying that I can't remember what I was going to say.
And you were on the steamer last night, as you said, as well. So
on the steam, not on the steamer.
Yeah.
It's two different things.
Yeah, okay, good.
The Hodaki Big Show with Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue, and Keyzie.
The Big Pole.
Yes, indeed, in the big poll today, white undies, yes or no, Mogi?
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, I tell you what, we got a fair few texts on that on 3483. A lot of people having an opinion on that particular poll.
Yeah, well, for example, Aaron from Nelson, I've got a white pair of Calvin Klein boxers. I've never worn them because I'm way too scared.
Yeah. Somebody else texted in, they said that it is interesting, it's sort of the evolution of the undie, because there is the tidy-whities.
Yeah.
So such a common pair of underpants that it was called the tidy-whitey. Everybody used to wear the tidy-whitey. Nobody wears the tidy-whitey anymore.
No.
Where did the tidy-whitey go?
No.
Did they not used to dye them? I guess they didn't. They can't have. Naturally came in white.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. What other texts have we got there, Keyzie, on 3483?
White undies, hard no from me, thumb down. Skid risk way too high. I rock the white undies. I call them my scoring undies.
Right, okay. Well, you were saying, weren't you, Mogi,
Yeah.
earlier in the show, actually, that, you know, when you're going up for dinner or a special occasion, you'll put your tidy-whities on.
Oh, well.
Because I will say one thing about your white underwear, your tight white underwear. It can be very flattering.
Very flattering.
You know, particularly if you go for a little
Very flattering.
a swim there in the surf, Keyzie.
Yeah.
And you just wade out with your white undies on.
Just undies.
Yeah, just your undies.
And a top.
well,
You'll be wearing
and a rash.
jacket.
You'd probably be wearing a wetsuit or something
Don't
like
try
that
and put
because
it-
you don't want to get a chill and stuff.
Because I'm a never nude.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, let's get to the final results of this Hodaki Big Poll, Keyzie.
I'll be interested to see. Now, what's your guess there,
Oh,
Hoyty J?
I'm guessing my vibe is a strong no.
I reckon 3/4.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the big poll up on the Hodaki Big Show Instagram story. White undies, yes, 13%.
Okay, yeah.
87%.
So 87% of the population say nah.
Gee
Yeah,
whiz.
no go.
So
That's that must be the second most decisive and comprehensive.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, you know, we had the one on tipping the night before,
Tipping,
and that was
yeah.
like 93-7.
That was, wasn't it? That was
And
the
I
one.
was quite
That's
genuinely
right.
surprised by that.
do you reckon there's anyone out there that wears white undies and tips in New Zealand?
Oh,
Well,
me.
good question.
Yeah, Mogi.
Because, you know, let's face it, fellas, if you're wearing white undies, it sort of exudes a certain confidence.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm
A
in
certain
control of my
laissez-faire.
bodily excretions.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah,
What?
totally.
That doesn't...
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yeah, well, fair enough. We've done our job. Don't be greedy. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, there are people texting in here saying, fellas, can you go to 8? Please, can you go to 8 o'clock? No. 3 hours a day, that's in the contract. That's what we'll be doing, mate.
Too much of a good thing otherwise.
Yeah, totally. You get sick of us. So what's your plan tonight, mate?
Oh, good question, man. I'll go home, have a yarn to the missus there, and I might actually watch something on the telly. I might.
Yeah,
I don't know.
nice.
It's hard to say. Hard to
Yeah.
say.
Just
What are you going to do?
take notes because your memory's going, remember.
I know, I'm
You
gonna say,
that'd be good.
yeah.
Keyzie, you're carrying on with your bachelor life, cutting loose tonight, mate. So starting the slow decline into the weekend.
I've got some enchiladas, which will be defrosted. They'll be defrosted by the time I get home. I'll cook them up and then
Don't
maybe
have
watch a
two.
movie.
Don't have two.
I'm gonna
You
have
remember
two.
what happened last time?
Yeah, I'm really not happy about the frozen enchilada scenario, given what happened to you last time you had that.
Well, I just had a slightly...
You were so sooky, Bubba.
No, I had a slightly
You're,
weird
I'm a
tummy.
bit- yeah. So
Yeah, but
what, you're
I'll-
doing it again?
No, but I'll heat them up properly in the oven and then I'll eat them and it'll be delicious.
No, I'll
watch a movie.
Concerned.
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
be so
concerned.
Just
good.
earmark this. Make a note of this.
Yes.
We'll talk about this tomorrow.
Put a little red tab
Oh,
on that.
can't wait to talk about Keyzie's enchiladas. So good.
I'm going home. I'm going to eat some chicken marabella with a roast veggie salad, I think. Then probably go to the gym. Then make love. And then go to sleep. Hoity J Nine Eyes. After reading my book for 10 minutes. All right?
So cool, man.
There you go. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Check out the podcast. Also, check out our Instagram account. Be a part of it. Tell your mates all about it. Till tomorrow. See you later.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.